Hi, welcome to this class on Parsha Lech Lecha, sponsored for Aliyas Neshama, Moshe ben Chaim, and for Refush Shleima, for Naftali Hersh ben Rachel and Harriet Lillian. If you'd like to sponsor a class in honor or in memory, or someone needs a healing, please reach out to me. This week, we're going to learn the HaChaim, this incredible commentary from the Moroccan scholar. Vayomer Hashem el Avram, God says to Avram. Now, why is this such a big deal? Why even talk about this? God spoke to him. The HaChaim right away points out something just mind-blowing. In other places, if you look in other places in the Torah, other prophets, by Moshe, for example, which we're all very familiar with, before God speaks, God appears to the prophet in some kind of vision. The prophet has some kind of vision, some apparition, and then otherwise, how are they going to know who's talking or what's talking, right? If all of a sudden you just hear some voices, maybe you think, you need to get your head examined. I'm hearing voices, doctor, right? So with other prophets, or Chaim points out, that this is not the order of business. This is not how God works. God first appears, and then God talks. But it's not what the pasuk says. Vayomer Hashem el Avram. God spoke just right out. So how is this possible? So he gives a few answers, a few reasons. One is that from the time that Avram was 3, this is based on Midrashim, you could look in the Gemara and Nedarim. From the time that Avram was 3, he kir es boiroi me'atzmoi. He already, from his searching and from his wisdom, he already was looking for God. In other words, Avram was always searching and looking. From the time he was born, he's looking and looking for Hashem. He knew Hashem must exist, and he's looking for Hashem. So when Hashem finally speaks to Avram, it's not a moment of concern for mental health. Rather, it's, finally, after all my searching, I'm here. God is talking to me. And also, that it's possible, he says, that there's finally someone in the world who's on a level of holiness that in the 10 generations before, there wasn't anybody who was on this level, and so he wasn't speaking to him. And there's another because first he wanted to examine a little bit Avram. Now, I want to go back to this first point for a moment. We see in other places, it says that wherever you look for Hashem, you will find him. If you're always looking for godliness and spirituality, but really godliness here, if you're always looking for Hashem in everything that's going on in the world, in your life, and wherever you go, wherever you look, you find Hashem. It's a bit of a paradox. And if you're not looking for Hashem, you for sure don't find him. And this is why God dealt in a nice way with Avram in a different way than he dealt with all the other prophets. Now, there also were tests that Avram had gone through. So Avram is tested. This is another element that's unique in a way, right? Because Avram was looking for Hashem. He was tested. He went through trials and tribulations, never giving up his belief that there's a Borei Olam, that there's a creator of the world, that the world is not, it's not an accident, and that certainly the idols have no importance whatsoever. And after all this, then God appeared. So I want to relate this to our lives. There's an old saying that there's no atheist in a foxhole. I think the saying is that when a person's in such a deep and concerning location, and they don't see a way out, they don't see an obvious exit of their matzav, of their situation, so then it's, of course, they're going to want to look for some kind of help, something. What's going to help me? We don't need to be in a foxhole to look for Hashem. We don't have to be in a desperate situation to look for Him. Don't let it get so bad that your only answer is to look for Hashem. We should be looking for Hashem all the time. And the best time to look for Hashem is on Shabbos. On Shabbos, when we disconnect ourselves from the creative and world of, which is also a world of destruction and of problems, and we join ourselves with Shabbos, it's more, we can find Hashem. We can see Hashem so much more clearly. In fact, we're told that we get a neshama yesera, we get an extra level of neshama. What does that mean? We have a heightened sensitivity to everything divine on the Shabbos. May we all find Hashem in our own ways. May Hashem reveal Himself to us in all of our dealings. And may the Jewish people see an end to our tsaros and our troubles, and may we have a great redemption. B'mehera Meinu. May the hostages be brought home soon, immediately, and wish you a good Shabbos. All the best.